always do the wrong one when I'm producing. I'll put it on.
I was wondering what was happening.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Here at Veteran Trash Talk, we actually vet our sponsors. We don't just take their money and run like a butter bar lieutenant lost on the land nav course. Are you finally ready to plant your flag and claim your territory? Maybe it's time to use that VA loan to buy a home. Or hell, maybe you're looking to refinance and put some extra cash in your pocket for more questionable life decisions. Either way, the Veterans Mortgage Source, powered by Canopy Mortgage, has your six. Look, buying a home or refinancing can feel like getting overrun on a bad op. Chaotic, confusing, and full of obstacles that make no damn sense. That's where Corey and his team come in. They're like the QRF of home loans, ready to pull you out of the chaos and guide you to the best program for you. And trust me, they'll answer all your questions. Yeah, even the dumb ones. Whether you're a salty vet or fresh out of barracks still trying to figure out where your TA-50 went. Great service, solid rates, and a team that actually understands the military life. That's why all of us here at Veteran Trash Talk trust them to do right by every veteran in their family. Ready to lock it in? Give Corey a call or shoot him a text at 808-699-7874. That's 808-699-7874. Don't wait. Unless you like overpaying and getting treated like an FNG. The Veterans Mortgage Source is powered by Canopy Mortgage, LLC. All loans are subject to credit and property approval.
Hey, what's up, Trash Talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
And so my honesty cap is dedicated to a little, we'll call it a public service announcement for civilians and other people in the military. There are a few people that you should always take their stories with a grain of salt. Vegans, CrossFitters, and special operations guys that tell you that they were special operations without being prompted. The first thing they say is, yeah, I used to be soft. Right. The only unicorn in that entire group is like a special operations guy that was like a vegan and did CrossFit. That guy's probably going to stay quiet for a little bit longer because he's confused as what he should talk about first. That's the only reason. Right. Anybody that says that they were soft without being prompted or without it being like a normal part of your communications is probably either an enabler or going to tell you a bunch of stuff that's not exactly true.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? Big Earl. You heard Dave talk. You heard Buddy talk. Now, Buddy's all about, he is a Green Beret and he's Special Forces and yada, yada, yada. But he will not tell you that unless, he really, really likes you and he's made dinner for you. However, what Veteran Trash Talk does is we bring a lot of light to the veteran community, the first responder community. We promote that what we're doing well, all right, whether we're running for office, we started a business, nonprofit, all those things. Veteran Trash Talk is a super clean page. We got Gruntworks if you want to go there and raise a little hell a little bit, but we are here to promote veteran-owned businesses. So the show you are about to watch is a veteran or veterans or a spouse of a veteran or a child of a veteran that's doing great things in the community, and we need your help promoting them and getting them all the success that they need. All right, guys, enjoy the show.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What is up, Gruntworks Nation? Welcome to Season 3, Episode 14 of the Trash Talk Hour. Special guest today is Army veteran Heidi and her father, Navy veteran and author Wayne Goodnature, who will be discussing his book, 7 Murders, 9 Souls. And joining me as usual, our buddy and the Big Earl. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
How's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, getting ready for the holidays. Yeah, pick up Tyler tomorrow morning. Caught a red eye from Hawaii. So say again.
Go ahead, Wayne.
I fell down twice today, so it wasn't bad though.
You
Well,
got
at least
life alert?
back up, right?
Almost
You got the
took
life
out the
alert
TV.
button? Yeah.
Uh,
I've fallen
my
and I
life
can't get
alert
up.
is my wife's always with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh man.
Attached to the hip. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, a lot of good football on. We got rid of all the bye weeks, so now we got NFL today and tomorrow. All the college.
They got
games
football
all
today
time.
too, my man.
Yeah, yeah.
Miami just beat Texas A&M
Mm.
10-3.
Yeah, wild game. And then
Yeah.
Ole Miss is beating the Green Wave right now.
Viking fan because I'm from Minnesota, but
What do you mean you
They
used
suck.
to be?
they suck.
Oh yeah, they do. I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm a Packer fan.
They've had some wonderful years, but they seem to get to the top, and they can't get over the top.
Yeah.
I lost faith in them a long time ago, probably back in Fran Tarkenton's day.
Oh, Fran
That
Tarkenton. Yeah,
was a while ago.
yeah. That was a guy that my father told me about Fran Tarkenton. He said he
Yeah,
used to
he
be
was a hell
screaming
of a
and throwing things at
quarterback.
the TV when that guy was running back and like 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage and then
Yeah.
throwing it like screaming at the
He'd
TV.
make a touchdown on the other side of the field
Yeah.
and then throw it.
Where are you at now, Wayne? Where are you guys staying at now?
We live just west of
Oh, so you're still
Minneapolis
in
today.
Minnesota. Yeah.
I think by virtue of
Yeah, so
geography,
we're
you're
both in-
still a Vikings fan. I think you have to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just leave them because they suck. But it is fascinating that I have 5 more fingers than you guys have Super Bowls on this hand.
That's true.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Someday they'll probably make it, but they've been really close several times and just didn't pull the plug, I guess.
Yeah, the purple people eaters. But yeah,
Yes.
back in the day, they had defensive line back in the day for sure. But yeah, Dave, what are we doing to start the show off? Did you forget already?
Obviously, yeah, we talked. Well, I'll let you guys talk about. I had no idea what you
Yeah.
guys were talking about. Football. I think that's about as close as it'll get from.
Dave
from my
was raised in
understanding.
Germany, so he calls it football, and they don't use their hands.
Oh, you don't
Yeah.
even have her name.
Football is what we call it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where do you want to start?
I think they're going to chat.
Yeah, well, we're going to start with, usually we start with a conspiracy, but we've covered so many conspiracy theories on here, which maybe you would have maybe had some good ones with your past, seeing that you FBI and all that stuff, but we'll get into all that later. But Nick mentioned, let's talk about current events and talk about this 1776, whatever warrior bonus that everybody got.
Warrior
kind of
Tour.
just whatever it's called. Yeah, Tyler already received his, so they are getting paid.
They are,
But
they
yeah,
are
just kind of
actually
wanted to
following
open up.
through with it.
Yeah.
Say again.
They are actually following through with it.
They are. They are. My son already received it. He received it the day after. He's stationed out in Hawaii. He'll be here tomorrow. But I kind of just wanted to open up the, open up the dialogue, what everybody's thoughts are on it, and yeah, we'll go from there. Because
Well,
Nick, you really want? Go ahead, buddy.
my thing is, well, first of all, I know that all the guys that were in the GWAT that never got a dividend from all the actual war that we fought are probably annoyed with all of the people that don't have any combat patch getting
That
a
are getting it. Yeah.
$776 dividend. Here's my thing: as a civilian, it's great. Like I'm glad that there's a private somewhere that's got $1,700 to spend on strippers this weekend.
That's what I was gonna say. Because you know who else got the bonuses? The strip clubs did.
Yeah,
Strippers got a lot of bonuses.
If you're a civilian and you live around a military base, don't go to the strip club because you're gonna get paid. They're gonna bring all their funds together and they're just gonna make it rain.
Maybe the
But
girls need books. Maybe they need school books. That's probably
yeah.
what.
yeah, that is exactly what it. But my thing is, like, I thought that we were doing tariffs because we had a huge deficit. How does giving people in the military $1,700 help pay the deficit? I would whole lot rather have taken that $2 billion and paid towards the principal of the trillions of dollars that we owe whatever country we owe. So that
Bring up a really good point. Yeah, because he did say it came from tariffs, but after looking into it, it definitely didn't cut. It came from BAH and the housing fund, which was already created. So that money literally came from a bill that was already passed like last year, and it didn't even come from tariffs. Like I looked into it. Like I think it's great. I don't think anybody's arguing that soldiers shouldn't get paid. I think it's great. Like I'm all for it too. But it didn't even come from tariffs. It came from the housing bill that already passed. But now we took 2.6 billion away from
They have
that.
not passed an appropriations bill in 2 years, so technically it didn't pass, but the money was probably put aside just.
It was already allocated.
It was.
Yeah, it was already allocated.
I sell to the government, Dave. There has not been an appropriations bill in 2 years. In 2 years,
the money, but the money came from the housing fund. 2.6 billion, and soldiers are already struggling with. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think it's great that they got the money, but we did take money away from like BAH and stuff like that, right? When soldiers are already struggling with, housing and all those things. So I don't know. I think it's great that they got it. I'm just playing devil's advocate. It didn't come from tariff money. It came from money that was already set aside for housing and BAH. That's all I'm saying. And people don't realize that, so that to me was kind of like, you don't look into stuff, you don't know, but it's great. It's great. I'm not arguing this, Nick. I know I got you triggered already, but
no, I'm trying to read a comment. It's just there is no money for it. Like, but again, it's a mess. So it's to Buddy's point. Aren't we in debt? I make this up all the time. There's a hybrid theory that says, we're winning in every trade deficit in war because we're giving people digits in a computer and they're giving us product. Money's not real. So
I agree with that. Yeah,
we just want to give 1776 to these guys for do it. I'm all for it. Like if I'm gonna pay taxes, I'd rather the soldiers get to blow it on strippers in 30 racks than sending it to somebody else. So send it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I just don't know, how does it affect the long term? How does it? Maybe there is no negative effect on it, right? But is there a negative effect long term? Like, you guys were in the Army still, like first sergeants and everything, so you guys know like the struggle that soldiers have been facing. I saw it in recruiting specifically because we weren't near a military installation. So BAH rates were just not matching that area that they were, and it's been an issue for the last several years. And it's increasing. Rental rates are going up and everything. So if this 2.6 billion was set aside to like help out with that, is it just going to get worse?
I got to be honest with you, Dave. I was in the Army for a long time, and I got BAH for a long time. And there was never a time that BAH didn't cover my house and part of my utilities or whatever.
Back then, yes, absolutely.
So I don't understand.
But now,
currently, soldiers are struggling like they're homeless. because they're getting BAH. Like if you're getting paid $1,500, you find a place that's $1,500. And most
let's not start talking about personal accountability.
100%.
Yeah, like
for sure.
Let's not do that.
I can't live in a $3 million mansion because I'm a private. This is bullshit.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. And then you
got to pay for that
you got
charger too.
and you're talking about BAH. I mean, you got Wayne over here. His BAH paid for like a cubicle in a submarine. He's just like, what? You guys got paid for that?
Yeah.
I had a shoebox. I got a shoebox full of like personal items.
$50 for
I'm not. I don't.
$50 submarine.
That was our whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the extra money.
Stipend.
Would
Did you
give
say
us
15?
for being on submarine. $50.
$50 for being a submariner. So
okay, wait, hold on. What was your actual pay though? How much was that in like what was your pay?
Are you kidding
1966?
me? That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We still have pay stubs?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. Wasn't much.
My dad
Started in
$40 every 2 weeks.
When I started in law enforcement, my monthly check was $400.
Yeah, so $50 is fair. You would have to pay me a lot more than $50, even in the 1960s, to live in a tube in the middle of the ocean. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to your book. It's just
To comment on what you said earlier, I think our government is set up wrong. It's been issues that. And part of that's our fault. We've set it up so that people can say no to us without losing their job. And there is so much debt now that if we get a government where it works properly, we're going to lose a lot of. I worried initially that some of our VA pay, which keeps me in existence, but it's a large amount. It's a large amount, and somebody honest was working on the deficit and was across the board dealing with everybody. I sure wouldn't want to see us lose veterans benefits, but the trouble is we're in such horrible condition with debt. But if they touched our veteran Civil War vets, probably. But
they tried that.
That's kind of the issue. Our government is capable of saying no to us.
Yeah, because they let us have guns.
And I think this is wonderful, but somehow Trump has figured out why he did it. As far as I'm concerned, he does nothing unless.
I think it was a PR stunt. I think it was a PR stunt because he blamed it on tariffs, and it didn't come from tariffs. That was my only argument with the whole thing. I'm happy that soldiers got it, especially over the holidays. Like a lot of soldiers could use this, right? Like Nick said, like some private in the barracks, that extra money. Like it's great. I think
Christmas presents
the concept of it is great, but I think it was a PR. Like just straight up, this came from the beautiful tariff money, whatever, and then that's not where it came from. So it's a now
the
like
greatest thing that could happen. The greatest thing that could happen to us now is have the Supreme Court knock it down, because the tariffs aren't something that's going to work in the long run.
That I'm not educated enough on to be able to. I don't know. But anyway, I want not to get too political here. But that was kind of just because a lot of people are complaining too, like they shouldn't get that money. Bullshit. I think they all earn it. I think it's great. I'm happy for all the soldiers receiving that. The strippers are happy too tonight. It'll be a good day. Good weekend.
Yeah, I remember those paydays for all those strippers. It's like
Diamond and what are Diamond and what are all the other names? Like they're
who's not happy? Omni Military Loans is pissed right now. They're like, this is our best season. They're about to go on block leave, and you just gave them $1,700.
Yeah.
How are we gonna? We're not gonna eat.
Yeah.
Yep.
We promise you money tomorrow, 35% on your next paycheck. Got it.
Yeah.
So,
All you have to do is fill out this allotment for the next 30 years.
yeah.
Yeah, you plan on retiring, right?
Yeah.
I'm
man.
pretty sure I paid my allotment off to Omni Military Loans the month before I retired.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got $2,000 from them in 1998. They got $30,000.
Meanwhile, you're still paying on your Star card.
Yeah, okay, my Star card. When I went to clear Star card, they were like, "Nah, Haas, you can't get out. We gotta go. Your retirement package just got kicked back. You got 5 more years." Yeah.
Are any of you stationed in Hawaii?
Yeah, I
My
was.
son is out there. Nick was, yeah.
Nick was. I'm sorry.
I don't think they had to have it, but when I was in, they had a monkey bar over by Pearl Harbor that featured monkeys and strippers.
Monkeys and strippers. Yeah. We definitely want to get into that. We definitely want to hear about
all of it.
the monkeys and strippers.
I can't
When we
wait.
get to the book. When we get to the book.
Oh, okay.
Should we
we'll
skip
get to
the
the
honesty
book.
cap or should we get into
No,
it?
we got to go with the honesty cap. I got to hear it.
All right.
I don't remember whether I wrote about
I haven't read it yet. I would definitely would have brought that up in the pre-show. Hey, talk about these
That's-
monkeys. Yeah.
that's kind of a little twisted.
Oh, we'll get
Find
into
out.
it.
Couldn't be the worst of the backside.
But
of
I'm a
Camp
Navy
Hope.
guy. We're kind of twisted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Oh, and seventh fleet and pack fleet, they get into some trouble. They got a lot of problems. They got a lot of brothel problems in other countries. So
Yeah. Not really a
to
problem.
like a 4-star going getting relieved. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
you
what we
got,
got,
buddy,
buddy?
before we get to our guests?
All right. So I've been watching quite a bit of TV lately, and dude, these medication commercials and the side effects to these medications have gotten out of control. Like the fact that it's not like, does your heart randomly stop beating? We've got a medication that will deal with that, and you might get a bloody nose. These medications have gotten so bad. It's like they're like, oh, it's like it's not even an actual medical problem. It's just like a minor annoyance. Like, does your right foot twitch at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? They got like Nostril X. Like, does your left nostril itch and your right earlobe twitch? Try Nostril X twice daily. If you're allergic to the ingredients of Nostril X, don't use Nostril X. First of all, how the fuck do I know I'm allergic to the ingredients of Nostril X? Because you haven't said how it works. Then they go with the side effects, and the side effects of these
Takes them a minute to read them off, and it's all fast too.
But the side effects are like nausea, drowsiness, dizziness, swelling,
Suicidal tendencies,
swelling between the genitals and the anus. Severe depression, crippling anxiety, like
death.
And like, talk to your doctor and see if it's right for you. All of what you just said make it not right for you, but none of that is right for me. Like, if I have to take a medicine because I've got a left toe twitch, and it might make me want to kill my family, I think I'm just gonna deal with the left toe twitch. Like, and the swelling between genitals and anus, I didn't make that up. That's a real side effect.
You got the medic agreeing with you.
I had to watch that commercial twice. I rewound it so that I could see it twice, because there's just like this woman with like some mountains behind her, and she's like, try fucking Salactofoam or whatever the fuck it's called. And then they're like, and then they go through and they try to like they do it real fast, but they're like swelling between the genitals and anus. It's gonna make my taint swell? What side effect is that? And where did they find out that was a side effect? I don't get it. And I don't understand how, like, And then you got the other ones now where they're like, do you take depression medicine, but you're still depressed? Take this booster medicine that might make you less depressed. The side effects are severe depression. Why does that not seem to make any sense to me? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, did you ever see Dennis Leary's thing of that about side effects on medicine?
Say again?
You guys ever see Dennis Leary's comedy bit when he talks about side effects on medicine? And he's like, yeah, they read off all these things, and everybody's like, kind of like you, getting upset about it. Like, why would I take that? Why would I take that? And then he goes, then they introduced Viagra, right? Where it gives you all these side effects to where the last one says death. But every guy goes, wait a minute, it's gonna make my dick how hard? I'm buying it.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Totally worth it, apparently.
Yeah. And
Actually,
I had another guy talk about.
Actually, I fell down twice today, and it's from a side effect to the medication I'm taking.
Did they warn you about it?
I'm not gonna lie, Wayne. Because you started that right after he was talking about Viagra, I was 90% sure you were about to say you fell down twice today because you had popped a Viagra and you had some severe blood loss. And you just went
once. It doesn't work for me, but this is a patient that really was the tough part about it. It's very helpful. I had moved in 2014, and the surgeon nicked one of my nerves that caused the trigeminal nerve was acting up, and I get these shoots of pain that will just knock your freaking head off.
Yeah.
And this medication takes care of that. So, and probably, I don't know, but
well,
so I understand what you're saying, but you're up against a conglomerate that isn't going to change anything.
We were just talking about itchy butt.
Yeah, you got a left twitching toe, an itchy butthole, and your boner's making you fall over.
Did you know that did you also know there's only 2 countries in the world where advertising medication is legal? Here in New Zealand are the only 2 countries in the world where they're allowed to advertise medication to the public.
I'm not going to say who it is by name, but they've been in every presidential cabinet for the last 6 presidents. Told me this in person. That do you know why the pharmaceutical companies have advertisements on TV for sales? And he goes, like, nobody buys these pills from the ads they see on TV.
No,
but they pay off. They pay off all the major media outlets with that advertising, so that if somebody does fucking die, no story comes out.
Nobody's saying shit about it.
Nope. So
makes sense. Well,
pretty wild. It's like, why are these, like, nobody just goes and says, hey, let me buy this whatever medication Buddy just said, the Stronafil foam. Yeah, I know. Like, it's like nobody goes and just tries to buy it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Don't try to find trivexichloride for your itchy left nostril.
Oh man,
doesn't exist. But if it did, the side effects would bamboozle you.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you're watching, check in, say where you're calling in from. Brian Kibner from Boca Raton, Florida. All right, probably nice and warm down there. Thanks for chiming in on the chat. If you're watching us on the X Factor, we appreciate it. And then YouTube. I think we're back on YouTube. We got banned earlier this morning because of our sports show, but we appealed it. I think we won it. So at least that's what I'm tracking. But yeah, this is a really cool guest to have on to introduce. Wayne Goodnature, who wrote the book 7 Murders, 9 Souls. We have it right here. His daughter reached out to me, and just like most people that do, I'm like, are they veterans? Yeah. We're bringing them on. Just send us a book. And awesome, they sent it to us right away. I've been traveling, so I was able to read it on a couple of the flights, and I got about 8 chapters in, so I got a little bit more to do, still a little bit more reading.
But it's a phenomenal book. I encourage everybody to go buy it. The link is in the chat. I will post it again here in a second. Go get it. But when you start reading the book, there's something very, very telling right away, that even Wayne admits that he was not man enough for the Army. Right. So it's like in the second chapter where he's like, I want to serve. I need to serve. I'm getting in a lot of trouble. I have it marked in the book. All right. I'm getting in a lot of trouble. And you were saying I was too small. I was too small to join the Army. And so he decided to become a submariner.
Or 110.
Yeah. But
he didn't say, he never said he was too small to join the Army. He said he was small enough that he didn't feel like joining the Army or the Marines would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
the Army didn't say no. He would have been.
And he was, he's probably right, because he was terrified of the naval drill sergeants. Imagine if there was some like real ones. So no, but hey, Wayne, welcome to the Trash Talk Hour. Yeah. Welcome to the Dumpster Fire. Tell us all about your book. What made you want to write it? And we've all read a lot of it, so that we'll be able to ask some good follow-up questions to it, because there is definitely some really, really, really good stuff in this book. Some real honest, raw stuff that you wrote. That, again, we talk about this on the show for the last 4 years. When you're able to defeat your demon and talk about some of the things that you've seen, it helps everybody else, because when they read it and they hear you talking about it, all right, it's going to help them as well. So a lot of courage to write that stuff. So yeah, welcome to the Dumpster Fire. That is Veteran Trash Talk. We don't know what we're ever going to talk about pre-show, but we know at a certain point in time we're going to turn it over to a guest. So here you go, Wayne. The floor is yours.
I initially just bugged the shit out of me to write down my stories that I'd heard. And I finally realized that I was getting old enough, so I should probably write it pretty soon. And I started that way, but interesting enough, it made a twist in that I've struggled quite a bit with getting older, because I led a major law enforcement agency and dispatch center. I was a local politician for several years and elected our city council. And then when you get old, nobody comes, so literally nothing. You're not here anymore, and nobody gives a shit. But when I started writing, I realized that my writing might make a difference. It might have a sense to it. And I made up my mind that there's some stories in my life I'm never going to tell. I knew the ones I was going to tell, that I was going to be completely honest about it. I actually got in a few battles about that, but I did. That isn't true, other than maybe one of those dog stories. And I just kept writing, and I had forgotten a lot of that stuff because I didn't want to remember it. And I was surprised that I actually was able. My wife helped me a lot with remembering some of the incidents. It seems like when I started writing, then I started remembering some of the specifics of what happened, The submarine collision I was
I want to hear about that.
Off the coast of Guam was very important for several reasons. We were, I wouldn't call it cruising, we were moving almost wide open. I'm not sure about it, but I think we were doing some kind of a sonar of Guam to test their sonar, listen to our submarine as it went by, and boys, so damn hard. And you got to imagine this submarine is, and we just stopped. I mean, we didn't move a bit, and the bow of the ship up, and I thought it was over with myself. We recovered from that, but I think the worst part is our command wouldn't tell us anything about it.
Yeah, I was reading that in the book.
What the damage was. Wouldn't tell us what happened, which was consistent. To this day, I'm not even sure when we went on our missions. I know I was in the because they kept everything from us, which I think I think when you're risking your life like that, they owe it to you to,
Because didn't they make you stay down after you
that's like a need to know basis.
The worst part is we were damaged, and they made us go on the final mission, sub in dry dock after we got back. But we had to go through the tension of 90 days underwater and not knowing what the effect. The rumor was we had damaged our radar system, or our sonar system, which is
basically your windshield,
our eyes and ears while we're underwater. Really upset and nervous during the whole thing. And for the first time, the other missions that I had been involved in before, I just enjoyed the hell out of them. But this one was too stressful because there was something wrong with that ship and nobody knew what it was. And you just waited from day to day while you're moving.
And that would have been a good conspiracy for today. So to this day, you still don't know what you guys hit?
No.
Wow.
And how he mentioned in the book, he goes, it was a very highly trafficked area for the Navy. So it wasn't like it was something that should have caught us by surprise. So
it wasn't. They claimed
a training accident. Maybe
it wasn't. Uncharted mountain. But nobody's going to tell me that Guam is a Marine base and has been since before World War II. So nobody's going to tell me with all the subs coming in and out of Guam that. So especially I have no idea what we had going on.
Yeah.
This was a nuclear submarine, right?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Not nuclear. It had 16 live nuclear missiles on it and one nuclear torpedo.
Maybe it was aliens. Maybe it was aliens. There are
Wayne,
a lot of reports.
I gotta tell you. Yeah, Wayne, I gotta tell you.
That's wonderful.
You were talking about how it was very stressful and wasn't your favorite. But I would be uncomfortable on a sub on a best day. On the day where the sub becomes a thrown lawn dart and is going straight up into the water. I think I'm trying to figure out how to get out. Like, how deep are we? Because I'll swim. I'm good. Like, I don't want to be in this boat anymore. That doesn't sound fun at all.
Sometimes
90 more days.
Afterwards, I thought, Jesus, I was signed up for a ship that sinks.
Yeah. On purpose.
It sinks. And but I really enjoyed being on it. That's why I'm probably good that I wasn't in the Army. Tyke. I was also very bold. I think I would have got myself in over my head. And I recognized that. And I wasn't big enough to handle combat hand to hand anyway.
Yeah.
Someone would have thrown.
They give you a gun.
An eye flash. Jesus, when I look on TV with the shit you guys got to carry, I would have fallen over.
It would have been roughly the same weight. You would have been
60,
carrying roughly
60, 80 pounds of
Gear.
tents and knapsacks and whatever the hell else you carry.
Yeah, depending on the mission, it can get pretty heavy in what you got to do. But
so in your book, you were talking about how you enjoyed when you got sonar watch and listening to what was the weirdest thing?
The whale sex.
What was the weirdest thing you ever heard while you were listening to the ocean? Dave hopes that you say aliens, but
it was
I'm waiting for the aliens and the UFOs, UAPs now.
I whales the most. And like I describe in there, I think that I listened to I swear to God, I listened to a domestic quarrel once between two whales was clicking the way to beat hell. Another one started clicking, and then that one went, oh. So that domestic, and then later in my life, that's damn near all I did was domestic calls. So
you had your training from the humpbacks.
I was going to say you're a specialist in animals and humans.
I think also we would pick up an occasional submarine. That was always spooky as hell. And really good equipment in our sonar area that could actually, which was loaded with shit from the CIA. And we could actually identify what we were listening just by the screws, by the propellers. Yeah. They had a distinctive enough sound that you could tell what kind of boat it was and stuff. So but whenever we picked another submarine up, that was spooky.
Yeah.
And once we communicated through a trailing wire, and that got cut once too, which means somebody got really close to us without us knowing.
Yeah, didn't you say you had your antenna was something that floated up
yeah,
above
that's the
it, right?
only way
and somebody cut it.
Yes, that's the only way we could communicate with our command center and to get decisions about what missiles, which was our job mainly. But that got cut once. And how in the hell did somebody get that close to us?
Well, you think
How
you
high
were
did it go
prepared?
up?
Think about
All the way
the
to the
fishing
surface?
boat that was just out there riding around, and then all of a sudden a wire got cut, and they were like, "What? What did we just hit?"
What the hell was that? Look, if you study about the sea, there is so much crap out there. It's funny if we didn't hit more. Stuff, garbage, submerged vessels that have barely deep sometimes. But this was I was in not following the Thresher when the Thresher went down and imploded in I think 1963, and so we couldn't go any deeper than 500 feet, but you could watch the hull shrink because it would start to push the hull in.
Yeah, can I tell you that you're a horrible Navy recruiter? For some reason, absolutely nothing that you're saying sounds appealing.
That's a.
I enjoyed it all until that last cruise.
But like we were talking about, and what we've had to discuss. Go ahead.
I came to terms with the issue that we were just being used, and it was just awful that they sent us out with a broken boat.
Yeah,
ponds.
And
and I like that in the book, and we've had to talk about this on the show because every once in a while on the chat we'll get our heroes, our keyboard warriors, and they'll come in there and be like, "Oh, you don't have PTSD. You never even did this. You never even did that." And it's like there's a lot of different kinds of stresses in military life, and what you see and what you do that. Unless you've been there, you got no idea. So again, like Buddy said, being in a submarine alone is stressful, and then now being a broken one. and
Yeah.
and get told, hey, you're going out anyways. Like, yeah, that definitely.
I don't know. I don't know what caused. I really ended up with depression, and I don't know if that's what the main cause of it anyway. So, because I was a pretty happy camper back in those days, and
yeah, and then talk about then you were one of the youngest. You talk about how you ran against your boss, and then you got administratively put on leave for running against your boss, and you became one of the youngest elected sheriffs. Was it in Minnesota history? Yep. Is that what that was?
I'd say that term period. I'm not sure if it was historically the same, but I didn't get put on leave. That motherfucker fired me right on the spot. He said, "You're fired." I was really young. I'd really looked forward to taking a shot at it, but in the end, what he did gave me the office. I myself overassessed for sure. I didn't realize how an incumbent, and to me, I was all over the newspaper, all over Minnesota, that this poor young deputy wanted to become the new sheriff, and then it swept Minnesota. I think they removed like 16 sheriffs that year were removed, young whippersnappers that were ran against them. So
yeah, and then again, everybody watching and listening on the podcast, go to Amazon and look up 7 Murders, 9 Souls by Wayne Goodnature, because again, people will download this after the fact and listen to it. So go to Amazon and find it. We don't want to give too much of the book away, but as we scale into what is or who is Wayne Goodnature, now you become this young sheriff, and you're in Minnesota, right? Like, talk about that a little bit, about what that was like, that transition, and then what that took.
There was a lot of competition in that election, and I took out all of them.
Legally, right? Not just you didn't like Tanya Harding.
I really had no idea how, but I did well at it. I surrounded myself with a really good crew of guys. And actually, I hired the first had ever had, and she actually ended up being the first Minnesota sheriff. A few years later.
That was a lot of murders.
Really good. I had just a buttload of murders in a row for a little county like us, and a lot of cases that came with it that I've covered in the book too.
Yeah, and I'm going to highlight that. I don't want to give too much of them away. I don't want to give too much away so people buy the book and read it. But there are the cases that Wayne talks about. The cases that Wayne talks about in the book it gets you. It grabs you when you start reading them. And I just finished that chapter where you're talking about the murders. And it got to me a little bit because we also highlight how first responders, they put their body armor on every day. Unlike an infantry guy, we deploy, we'll put our body armor on when we go on a mission. We come back, hang out for a few days, do what we got to do, put our body armor back on, go back out. Whereas a sheriff, you're out there all the time. As a first responder, you're out there all the time facing these ugly things. And then, like you said in the book, to have that many murders in that small of an area is kind of unheard of. If you can, because you talk about all of them, but highlight one for the listeners and viewers that when you're, I don't know, put it this way, when you were writing it, like, what did that do for you when you're rewriting these stories about these horrific things?
I think probably the toughest one I had for me anyway, it was the Sharon murder. She was a real nice lady, murdered by her one of her students. That was also a neighbor. We'd had a warning that something bad was going to happen. About a year before that case started, called me and let me know that her house was being painted and just all kinds of on her property. And we just could not get to the bottom of it. Was from that area, and he got permission from a neighbor for us to sit in their house and watch the car one night. And the first night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard this kid, and he shook a paint can kind of, and I sprayed the car, which he did do. And then I flew out the goddamn door after him, and he ran across the street behind a house, turned a corner, but we got him in a garage right next to the, and he had a paint can and all over his clothes and his hands and everything, I think. And we took him to, charged him, took him to court, and the judge reversed my case, said that I'd lost, and he ruled, he just let the kid go. And when he did that, I think he signed Sharon's death warrant. First of all, the ruling is incorrect. That you can look constant flow of the pursuit, and this guy was a juvenile, get away with crap. A year later, the same kid killed her. He stood up on her front, shooted her through the door, shot her through the door, and homicide case. So I just didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. But we got our state crime bureau involved, some really, really talented people. And about a week later, we were able to put the case together through ballistics and forensics. And we got the gun out of his house. We got him to, he finally admitted that he had done it. And interesting enough, during that, he ended up getting a false confession out of somebody that wasn't involved.
Wow.
And most people would be aghast with that. But when I got to come and help me, actually stuff, and we're able to identify him as just.
Why would you confess
being
to murder?
sort of a mentally challenged?
What was the?
It happens all the time. In most of the cases that there's a pretty large percentage of them that confess to. I don't want to explain why this kid would be damaging to his mental health, but it had to do with some mental issues that he had dealing with his father. And these interviewers are so. One of them was just a certified psychologist, and they can put you in a mental state if you're a little bit weak in certain areas, and you'll confess just to get the hell out of the room. But I was so happy that he couldn't explain the crime. He had said he shot her through a side window, which wasn't true, and
why
I don't know. It is a strange.
For the kid that had actually shot her. Like, did he just not like her from school? That like.
There's still a lot of theory about it. One of the things about murder I've learned is that I always hoped that I'd find out with my cases why they did stuff. But I almost never would.
Very rare, huh? Yeah.
Very rare to find out for sure.
Huh.
It was always some ridiculous pop them off for some reason, but he worked up to it because we found BBs in her window, in her bedroom window, where he had shot through the side of the house. Over time, there was a lot of. He'd done this several times, and I just think he worked up to it. He had we found a novel in his room. If you opened it, it would always come open to the same page, and it was the murder of a lady. And I think
Wow.
you could reasonably, I mean, you're not going to get a lot of that crap in because they'll say it's speculation, but it's interesting that if you put all that together, he just worked up to it over time. And I think when the sheriff caught him red-handed and he put the final cork on this.
Did you ever have any other dealings with that judge and get a chance to tell him that being soft on that kid probably cost
somebody's life? Yeah.
I was famous for that. I went into his office after it happened, and I actually had fun. I said, I just want you to know that Aaron Turnbull was murdered last night.
And it's your fucking fault.
And I let
sleep on that, buddy. Yeah.
No, I never said it's your fault. I mean, you have to be ready.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't on here. You can say it on this show.
Say anything.
I let him know that she was dead, that she was the perpetrator, and it was blah, blah, blah. It was the person he put out. Yeah, he was lip quivering and all that kind of crap. I would too. I mean, being a judge is a tough job, and I'm not totally against them, but got to use your head sometimes, probably to
and then without
to really do something and didn't, kind of stuff, and I'd go nuts on the judge.
Yeah, without giving too much again of the book away, so that again, if you're listening, watching later, you got to go get this book and read these stories from Wayne that he lived and he shares with everybody. You were a part of some pretty groundbreaking cases that got national news and a couple of laws passed, and then there was also like one of the I always said I won't get too much into it. If you can if you want to, but where DNA was first used, all right, to link somebody to a crime, and then there was actually a statute of limitations in Minnesota on rape.
Which case are you talking about?
One of the ones where the law was passed because of a statute of limitations on a rape, and the guy didn't even get convicted of it because even though he was guilty, and they were able to use DNA to match it to a previous one.
Which is not.
Oh, you wrote it. I'm gonna find it now.
Okay, that'll help. That'll help a lot.
It wasn't the one where.
No, he didn't get away with that. Some bitch is still in prison, I think.
Good.
I had a 5-year-old that was, and
I read that one too.
we caught that guy too.
I get to it. It's right in this page right here. But yeah, somebody else asked a question. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I think that's a question too that I would have is like, how does the guy, when you find a guy that raped a 5-year-old, how hard is it to get him to jail without stopping somewhere and disappearing him behind the sun?
For me, because I had some pretty high job, and I just wasn't going to do anything like that. Now that I'm older, over the last several years, I can see. In fact, I'm writing a book that dispatches
Ah,
people.
gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah, I like what you did there.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had the idea, but when I was sheriff, I really played it. I was very proud of it at that age, and I wanted to make my time
Continue
there
to do
really, to really count.
Yeah.
But I never thought much of it when I was sheriff, but I definitely did later.
Yeah.
Understand how, especially family members, that daughter
Oh, yeah.
or a child that come into court and
But
plow
to
some
the
of these
head.
idiots, either supporting them or allowing them to get away. It must be just so maddening that you can really understand how they get that angry.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, it was the
maybe
Jacob Wettering law.
Oh, Jacob Wetterling.
Oh, I really wasn't
Sorry, Dave.
super lot
You're good.
involved in that, but that was a horrible case
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was brutal when you read it.
in Minnesota
So, yeah.
that started to talks with his mother. He was roughly he was abducted by a guy, and they didn't get any action on the case for 26 years.
Wow.
And, you can imagine she was just a lot of times. So
Yeah, and then the DNA linked him, and he
Yeah.
cooperated and never got charged with the murder, correct? But he got charged with something else.
no, that was part
Yeah.
of that went on.
Yeah, complete
was
deal
pretty-
that he killed a kid and didn't even get charged with it.
Yeah,
And I think
they wanted his
Mrs.
body.
Wetterling was part of that too. They wanted that body, and they wanted to be able to bury their son.
Mm.
And that was what the
so
deal was. The deal had to do, and he took them right to the place, and they dug him up and understood how people can go after children. They have to be thinking on some plane that there's got to be something going on in their head. Because like this guy, 5. What the hell are you doing raping a 5-year-old? Jesus Christ! I mean, she's probably screwed up to this day.
100%.
Yeah, the dad was spanked her because she got dirty, and
that kind of thing happens
like,
with abuse sometimes. They have. Can you imagine how much that hurt?
Unreal. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. You had a question.
Yeah, I was just for everybody that's tuning in late or that'll be rewatching this later. Talk about the title of the book a little bit. 7 Murders, 9 Souls. Like, what does that mean to you? What is the title? What type of message is it to anybody that reads it? If you can kind of maybe summarize that.
That's the 10th time that I tried to name the book. I had so many damn names. I couldn't figure out how to start it. But in the end, I wanted to honor those people that had died, and in some ways it doesn't exactly meet. There is 7 murders and 9 souls. And, there's a lot more violence unfortunately, that we dealt with other than 9 souls, but those were the ones that died, for instance, and I wanted to honor each one of them if I could. And that was a name that I settled on. But there's more of those murders.
Yeah, for sure. So when you buy it,
go ahead, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you guys buy this book and read it, that's it. I like that part of it, to where I thought at first, I was going to immediately start reading about like cases, and then I think you do a really solid job of building up how you even got to be involved in those cases in the first place, and how far back you go with your family, your personal life. And then I'm not at the chapters yet, so I look forward to reading it. But then I know there's more, and I kind of really want to see how you bring it home, which I will in the next couple of days. But yeah, it's truly is an awesome book. I really hope.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, buddy.
No, I was gonna say that one of the things that I read that really hit home with me, like the book is great. I enjoyed the stories, but I mean, for a lot of it, like the submarine, like I can't imagine being in a submarine because I would never be in a submarine. Just not a thing. I can't imagine having to deal with the guy that raped a 5-year-old because I don't think I can control myself. But at the end of the book, you have a part, the measure of a father, where you're talking about the how hard it was for you to deal with you kind of coming to terms with your ambition and then the price that your family has to pay because you're serving the larger community. And I think that's something that Dave and Nick and I can probably all agree. We've all felt and seen, we've all deployed a lot. We were gone a lot. We had kids. We watched our kids grow up from, letters and emails.
I'm sorry, I can't talk about this.
All right.
No, you're good. You're good, Wade.
Fine. It's rough. It's hard for us.
Yeah, as you can see, those of you watching, he put his heart and soul in this book, and we really appreciate it, Wayne. You showed a lot of courage writing it, and it will help a lot of people when they read it. It'll help a lot of people, reach out and talk to their people as well. So,
I think for me, part of the book that I could really put myself into and really see how I felt the same exact way from being in the military for 24 years. And like I said, I'm sure Nick and Dave both have, and there are millions of people that feel the same way because you're trying to do the best for your family, and you're trying to do the best for everyone else. And you feel like, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody comes to a point where they're like, what for what? Like, what did I do all this stuff for everybody for? And now, like, all these other people are doing better because of the things that I did. And how do I come to terms with, I hope my family understands that I was doing it because I love them, not because I didn't want to be there with them,
I think that's one thing that he runs into a lot too, is that he thinks that somehow deteriorated, or my sister's life was deteriorated because of his. I remember so much. I remember these murders, and I was a kid, and he just seems to like want to blame himself for what he feels he put us through as kids. But like, we're badass, and this is my dad. Like, he's the best human, and he did a great job. Was he there all the time? No, because helping other people. He was like, how many families got their justice because of him? And I think I turned out like I served, my daughter served, and it's absolutely everything to me. So he helped people, and I think that made me the person that I am, was seeing that the parent that he was, and how he helped people and he loved people, wanted everybody to like get the closure that they needed. And he's a great man, period.
Well,
great man.
That's the part
Cheers
of
cheers to you, Wayne.
Yeah,
Cheers
that's
to
the
you.
part of selfless
I got energy drink here,
people
but
don't really
cheers to you.
understand. It's all of the other stuff. It's not the late nights in the field, or the cold, or any of that stuff. It's the other part that people don't see that you have to give up to help other people and to serve the public.
Well, they don't realize that to serve in some of these roles takes 100% of you. And there's sometimes nothing left.
Yeah.
You'd like to, you'd like it to be better, but half the time when I was home, I was there.
Right. That's the other thing too. And so, yeah, guys, go grab the book, go read it. Like I said, Wayne, really appreciate you coming on. Just a quick little hot wash of the show. We talked about current events and how this is a great weekend to be a stripper around military bases with 1776 getting put in the pockets. Buddy doesn't understand how you're supposed to know if you're allergic to a drug if you don't know what's in the drug, and if your left toe twitches, but it makes you want to kill your family, just let your left toe twitch.
You probably shouldn't take the med.
Taint itches, if your taint itches, I guess itch it. So I don't.
Well, you can take something that'll make it swell. That's a thing.
And then, of course, Wayne and your family that's supporting you there. Awesome job putting these stories on paper. And this book does need to get bought. It needs to get read. And like you said, having selfless service and sacrificing. I know you feel like you might have sacrificed and put pain on your family, but they, as Heidi said, they look up to you. You're their hero. And I can read that in the book. I can read that in the book as well, that you truly were selfless service, and you put your community on your shoulders, and you tried to make change, and you did. So all that's in the book. I don't want to get too much into it. Go read it. But that's the AAR. We'll give you the last word, Wayne. Tell people where to go buy your book. Give us that and the last word, and then Dave will close us out.
Amazon.com, and you can just search on my name or the name of the book.
The link is up there too, guys.
Put the link in there.
Oh,
the link's in the chat thread.
No, they put the link in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, just look up Wayne Goodnature, and it'll pop up right away on Amazon. So go look it up and go buy it. It's not even that expensive, especially you infantry guys out there. You just got $1,700.
Pictures in there for you Marines and for us Army guys. So,
Yeah.
I want Danny DeVito to play me in the movie.
And then Dave, before you close us out, Wayne, Heidi, if you guys come up with any type of advertising material, if you create like a thumbnail for YouTube or social media, send it to me. All right, we'll put it on all of our platforms with that.
I got one.
Yeah, just make sure you get it to us with. And again, we're most of our followers are like us, and they're grunts. It's like Gruntworks, so like make sure it's real easy to just like click on one button and get it, and or scan a QR code, and we'll do it. We'll get it out there. So.
Great show, and thanks for sharing everything. I look forward to. I have not started the book yet, but I will be over the holidays now.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I've been busy.
He's the worst of the three of us.
Okay.
Absolute worst.
By far the nicest and the best out of the three of us. So
you
depends
have
on
something going for you.
If you tuned in late, go to VeteranTrashTalk.com. Go check out the website that has links to where you can rewatch and re-listen. Go to shop.veterantrashtalk.com. That has our awesome merch. Today I'm wearing Remember the Fallen. All right, great shirt. And then Nick is wearing our best seller right now. It's not waterboarding if you use eggnog. That is literally flying off the shelves. That is flying off the shelves. So come get it before it's gone. We might just keep it up past Christmas. But thanks everybody. Have a happy holiday, and we'll see you guys next year. Faceman VTT out. Boom.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You guys can stay on.
Guys.